Yeah, well.
And now there is sound. Yes, we're back, guys. We're back.
Push
We've just been. I got the sound muted. We've just been having such a laugh, like kind of off camera.
That was the funniest thing I've heard.
I know, and we're not going to repeat it. So you've missed out, guys. I'm sorry.
It stunned me into inactivity.
It just is what it is, you know. Oh dear. I never realised you could do that picture perfect. At least not standing up. Anyway, we're gonna move. We're gonna move rapidly. The Colonel is still here with me.
Hello.
He's and I'm joined by my my wonderful assistant, Picture Perfect.
Hello.
What was that?
My voice is going a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
You've only been talking. You've hardly been talking today. You've got no excuse.
I know.
Right. You know what? I'm going to rattle on because I'm accepting the challenge that the Colonel has laid down.
What?
Oh, don't you just love rewriting history? Yes, we are picking up the Colonel's challenge, and we're going to try and make buckets and buckets of cash. We're already making like 4.5, close to 5 million a year. Let's see, where's our headquarters up to? We're only at 6. Now the Colonel finished his last segment on a company score of 8. So we've got to ramp up big time. But I tell you what, we're going to do it. We are going to do it. I will just show you the charts. There's a few nice charts that they've added to the game in Transport Fever 2. We can see our balance. We can see this is where I did some big spending. This is the.
I see. I'm thrashing you on the asset side of things. I'm at about 36 million in terms of assets. Yeah. Oh, I've spent an absolute ton on tracking stuff.
This is your track meterage, and then you've got your town growth, which, as you can see, has gone up quite nicely. But we're going to be going up and up and up and up. Oh yeah. Right, let's crack on with this. What are we going to do? I've actually worked out a staggering cargo arrangement that I could put in. It's staggeringly complex. It extends the length of the map, and it would make an absolute fortune. I'm talking about getting us up to 30-40 million, making 30-40 million a year easy. But I said I was going to do passengers, so we're going to do passengers, which is not going to be as profitable. But hey, I said I'd do it, so I'm going to do it. You know, I'm actually looking at this, and I'm seeing a nice circular route going around here. I might do a bit of a circle, because that would be.
Which circle are you thinking?
I'm thinking Dallas, Vallejo, Glendale, Ventura, Indianapolis, Allentown, Tallahassee, Salt Lake, back to Dallas.
Because if you were to put 2 bridges in, you could go from Grand Rapids there over to Santa Clara.
I could.
And then Spokane. You could do like a figure 8 with the 2 circles interconnecting.
I could, but I'm not going to. And the reason I'm not going to is I want to keep
cowardice.
I want to keep this part of the map separate, because I'm going to use that to enforce some air travel around the place. Okay, cool. Oh yeah.
You know, you don't need to enforce anymore, right?
Well, they'll still take preferred travel. So if I hook up a really efficient train route, then they will take that over the air routes. If the train route is more efficient, and let's face it, our train routes tend to be fairly good. So
yeah. All right, fair enough. Right, so I'm gonna have some lunch. I don't know how I'm managing to time it so I'm missing out on every meal here, but there you go. I'm gonna leave you to it, but I'm gonna keep watching and I'll heckle you from the chat.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll talk to you a smidge later.
Right. I'm going to dive straight in and start putting this together, because during this segment I also want to show you some of the decorating. I'm going to be showing you the terrain tools and the paint tools and the assets. These things are awesome, and you can make your maps look absolutely incredible. But for right now, we're going to try and get like a really bang up passenger network going on. So we're going to start here at Dallas. And am I going to put that circle in? I think I am. I think I'm going to put a circular route in here. Because that is going to do wonders. It's going to cost a fortune. So, I'm actually going to crank this up. I will show you just before this. So this is the thing. I want to build loads of stuff, but I also want to show you loads of stuff. I'll just show you very quickly one of the overlays, which is the destinations layer, which shows you where people are traveling and in real time how many people are traveling that particular route. Now, if it's in blue, then it's private transport, and if it's in green, then it's public transport. Now, you can see straight away there is no connection between Dallas and Vallejo. So we can actually improve the growth of Dallas by putting that link in, because currently it's only getting like 20% growth. And that's just from being connected to Salt Lake. If we look around over here, now over here, Grand Rapids is connected to loads of places. And if we take a look at the growth of Grand Rapids, so Grand Rapids is up to 30% and probably growing. So one easy way to get a bit of extra growth going is just to hook up your towns by road connections, let them use private transport, not a problem. So we should actually take a look at that. In my first segment, I set up a horrendously profitable oil line. Where did I put it? Oh yeah, I put it over here. St. Louis and Amarillo are being supplied with fuel over here. These are the lines that we've got going on. Shipping oil from the oil wells to the oil refinery. It gets shipped out to the fuel refinery, gets shipped back, and then gets distributed on the blue and green lines out to Amarillo and St. Louis. Now let's take a look at the growth. So yeah, destinations, we're getting 30% over there. St. Louis, we're getting 30% over there. So not too bad, not too bad. I've got to say, I would have liked to have St. Louis and Amarillo hooked up to this transport network. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe this transport network might get a little bit more complicated, and instead of going from Glendale to Ventura, maybe we'll go around to El Monte and then Amarillo, St. Louis, Lincoln, Grand Rapids. You know what? I think we're going to do that. So I'm going to start off over here in Amarillo, because let's face it, everybody wants to be shown the way. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, I'm going to pause while I'm building, because I'm going to be knocking stuff down left, right, and centre. Right, take out this bit of road here. We're going to throw in a passenger station, our first passenger train station. Oh yeah, but not our last. Oh no. I'm going to throw in 2 platforms. Yes, I'm going to throw in 2 platforms. Am I going to keep it at 160, or I'm going to go up to 240? I gotta say, I'm very tempted to go up to 240 and do like a serious passenger thing here. Go on, we'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. We'll crank it up to 240. Right, the problem that I've got here, very obviously, is this, whatever it is. Is it a coal mine? I think it's a coal mine. Yep, it's a coal mine. That presents me with a little bit of a problem. So I'm going to have to come around. So we're going to have to get rid of... we're going to have to move my blooming headquarters. No! Yep, headquarters has got to go. Can't bulldoze it, unfortunately. I'm going to get rid of that. That just cost me $500,000. Do I care? No, not really. Headquarters, relocate. And we're going to relocate it. We're going to keep it in Amarillo. I like Amarillo. I might just plonk it over here in the middle of nowhere. There you go. Come sit over there. Do good things. So yeah, we'll do it here. In which case, I'm going to take out... You know, I'm just going to get rid of this bit of road and we'll relay that. So we'll do it here. Now, unfortunately, this is not the ideal place really, because this is residential over here. So I think what I'm probably going to do at some point is knock down this residential and persuade the residential to go over here and persuade the commercial to grow into this area. so that we're less affected by the emissions. But for now, it'll be fine. In the early game, the emissions aren't really something to worry about too much. All right, so what do I want to do? I want to whiz this round a little bit, line it up. Is that line? Yeah, probably there. Okay, so one thing that has changed in Transport Fever 2 compared to Transport Fever 1 is normally in Transport Fever 1 you would hook your station up like that, right? But that's not the way we tend to do it now. I'm starting to do that less and less. What I'm tending to do now is put in my bus station first. Normally you would put your bus station kind of here opposite the train station, but that's not the way we do it now. The way we do it now is to put our bus station in first, say there. It's a nice 50,000. And let's see, if I configure this, I'm going to put in a couple of extra platforms, and I'm just wondering whether I extend them. But I'm thinking we're not going to have too many people waiting here, so probably not needed. Okay, so we'll just leave it like that for now, and then take your station, flip it around again, so that it's nicely lined up, and see how you've got those blue connectors. They will connect through the bus station to the town. Oh yeah. So boom, in goes the station. Alrighty, so what we're going to want to do is have some bus routes that bring people to the station, because as you can see, the station coverage at the moment is only a fairly small portion of the town. So yeah, we want to get a bit more coverage going on. So I think, how do I want to do this? Let's grab some streets. We'll run a street out. Well, I'm probably gonna have to extend this one first. Let's use these. Let's run you out a little bit. Run you across there. Oof, oof. It's all a bit lumpy and bumpy around here. You know what? I might get you to go out flat. That's not flat. It reckons that's flat. That's not flat, is it? Oh my god, I think it is. Ouch. Okay, in that case, let's not do that. Let's just hook up to there and let the town do it itself, because that gets a bit expensive when you start modifying the terrain. I would like that route to come across there like that, so we'll do that one. That's going to cost me another 100,000. And we've got this one in here, which I'll extend across. That's going to cost me another 200,000. Expensive business, this. Right, I think, am I going to do that one as well? No, that's 300,000. No, I'm not going to do that. All right. Right, let's grab some bus stops. Now, am I going to do trams or buses or what? I don't know. I don't know at this point. I'm going to throw in, let's see, we can do a bit of a turnaround there, can't we? So let's get max coverage we can get. So let's have a stop there, and I'm going to have a stop. So that's covering, it's covering virtually all of it, but I'm going to put a stop in over here as well. Why? Because I feel like it. So we'll have a stop there, and then we want something coming out this way as well. So let's have a stop. We're putting a stop over there, and maybe a stop there. Now, that's going to mean we're going to want 2 new lines, please, game. Line 1 is going to go now. I need to turn on my stations and bus stop icons. So that's stations, that's bus stops. There we go. So we're going to go line 1 from the bus station out to there, and then back again. Nice and simple. And then on line 2, we're going to come from the bus station. Let's see, I put it there, and there, didn't I? And then back to Forest Street. And that should give us pretty good coverage there. Okay, good. I will need to put in a depot and put some vehicles on there. That would kind of be a good thing. So let's do a depot. Where am I going to put my depot? I think I'm going to put my depot over here. This is something I tend not to do, because this is prime real estate within range of the station. But I'm going to do it anyway because I think it kind of looks good. So boom, in you go. And let's see, what do I want? Buses. To be honest, when you're dealing with passengers, I tend to deal more in the frequency of the buses than the rate of transfer. And I tend to go for a frequency of somewhere between 1 and 3 minutes. And it kind of depends on the busyness of the area, and this is more of an art than a science, I have to say, judging how many vehicles you want on here. I think we're going to go for something along the lines of, let's see, they're like about the same length, kind of, sort of ish. So I think let's go passenger. What have we got? We've got Schneider PB2s, and we've got Gaggenau C40s, the Postbus ET13. I think we're probably going to go with these Schneiders. They're not the fastest. 9 capacity, 22 miles an hour. The Gaggenaus are 25 with a capacity of 8. So I don't know. And the Gaggenaus are kind of cool. The Postbus is quite a bit slower. The Dirks is not too bad. I think we're going to go with the Gaggenaus. Yeah, we're going to go with the Gaggenaus. So I reckon, what? Maybe 3 on each to get us started. Yeah. So let's do 6. And we'll put 1, 2, 3 of them on line 1. And the rest can go onto line 2. Hooray. Now,
Skye,
yeah.
did you maybe put down a cargo station instead of a passenger station?
It's eminently possible. Eminently possible. I've been doing too much cargoing. So let's get rid of that. And put down a passenger station instead. There we go. Let's flip you around. And you go in somewhere about there. So that wasted me about $500,000. Not a great thing, but it is what it is. Now we can let those buses rock and roll, to be honest. Here we come. Here come our Gaggenaus. Rattling out onto their routes. Do you want to have a look at a Gaggenau? We can have a quick look at a Gaggenau if you like. Slide down a little bit. This is the Gaggenau. Lovely old double-decker bus with a bench seating on the top deck. Beautiful. You want a closer look? I'll give you a closer look. There we go. Driver has a top hat on, of course. obviously British. All right, that's enough of that. They can rattle around. Are we seeing any passengers? You all look. Yes, we are. We've got passengers waiting here. Well, we've got a passenger waiting over there, which is very nice. But to be honest, at the moment, there's not really that many places to go. They will want to get from like one side of town to the other. The way that people work in Transport Fever is they start off at home, they go to work, they go back home, then they go shopping and go back home. Now, where do they work and shop? Well, they work and shop like wherever they possibly can, is the answer. So, as far as I'm aware, it's kind of random selection. They just select from the possibilities. So the more places you're connected to, the more places they can possibly go to. Right? So that's how it works. Right, so that's Amarillo's all set up. Let's go over to St. Louis. And we need to do a similar thing over here. So I'm going to pause the game again. And now, yeah, look, it's all blooming residential over here, which is not ideal, but there isn't too much I can do about it. And we do have to take into consideration this this line here. So we're going to have to bridge over this. So I'm thinking the station's going to have to go in somewhere here. That is what I'm thinking right now. So let's get a street, and I'm thinking we want this going kind of across there, like that kind of sort of thing, to get the angle that we want on the station. So you're going to come in this way. Yeah, and we want it curving around like that. So bus station here is going to be very important. I might even do trams here, because it might be worthwhile. So let's get rid of this. I'll put a nice street in across there. Is that the kind of angle that I want? It's gonna be a bit tight coming into here. Gonna have to come in probably around there, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I think maybe come out a little bit. There we go. We can hook that up to there. Hook that up to there. Oh no. See if I can. No. No, it's gonna have to go. That's another 100,000. And this road here, I kind of want rid of that, to be honest. So let's rip that out, and we'll worry about that later. So let's get another station going. This time, I'm going to use a passenger station. First time, rather than second time. Let's put in a bus station again. This one I think is going to end up being a tram station. Let's just flip you around a little bit like that. Am I going to want to extend this at all? I don't think so. So we'll leave it as it is. And then we'll grab train station flipped around. And this baby's, well, let's flip it around the other way. There we go. And that's going to sit in just there is fine. Okay. Okay, so that's 2 train stations in. Let's see. So we've got those 2 done. Am I going to go out to Wilmington on this? I don't think I am. I think we're going to come round to Lincoln on this leg. And on this leg, we'll be coming round to El Monte. So let's do Lincoln, I guess. You know what? Lincoln's pretty small. It's only 66 residents. There's not going to be much passenger traffic there. Let's see, would we be better off with El Monte? Oh, El Monte's much bigger. Let's do El Monte then. So I'm going to be coming round. I'm going to go through here, clip the coast, then over to El Monte. So I think then from El Monte we're going in that direction. Yeah, so I think what we want to do here is have a nice little road clipping across here like this. So let's do that. Go around. We'll grab bus station. Flip you around like that. Pop you in. Boom. Train station. Flip it around. Oh, wrong way. Flip it around that way. Train station goes in there. Awesome sauce. That might have to move. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, and then what did I say? We were going to go out to Glendale around there. Yeah, Glendale and Vallejo. Am I going to do a 4th stop at this point? It's a good question. What am I down to? 10.8. Yeah, we can probably afford to do a 4th one. And oh, this is the industry here. You can see by that they want the machinery and the tools. Oh, yeah, and then the tools is the commercial. Okay, so I think yeah, we'll do it in here. So I'm gonna have to probably get rid of this bit of road while I do this. Let's get bus stop again. Flip you around. Pop you in about there. train station flipped around that way, and that's going to just slot in there very nicely. All right, sweet. And then we're off to Vallejo, which is, that's not huge. So I think we'll probably start off with these 4 stations. So Glendale, El Monte, Amarillo, St. Louis. Looks good. All right. Let's do the tracks next, I think. And I'm already looking at this and thinking, God, that's a bit of a tight curve. But I'll make it work somehow. I am thinking I'm probably going to have to get rid of some of this road to make this work. So let's rip out a bunch of this. There we go. Now we've got a little bit of room to play with. So let's grab some tracks. And so this is where we're starting, isn't it? St. Louis. Okay. We are going to start like that. And then come out pretty straight through there. You know what? I'm going to take that bit of... I'd like this to come out actually straight if I can get it to come out like dead straight. And that's straight there. So let's have that bit straight. But I think we're going to clip the corner of this field. But you know what? That's not the end of the world. We could do without that field. So yeah, we want to be coming into there, don't we? All right. So let's run this out further. We'll keep going straight to maybe there. Okay. I want to do similar thing with this. Come out straight. Now let's see. I came out of the right-hand platform. So I want to be coming out here. Yeah, that's straight. How far do I want to go straight? That's probably as far as I want to go, maybe. Yep. Let's bring this out further to about there, maybe. No, it's a bit too far. Bit too far. Go back a bit. And then let's hook you up like that. 75 miles an hour. Beautiful. Okay. And obviously we're going to want to double track this. Now, I only really need one platform here at the moment, but I'm going to double track it from there, from the other platform, like that. But what I'm going to do, the train's going to be coming into the right-hand platform here, and so I need to put in a switch to allow it to come out on the left-hand track when it's coming back. So, yeah, we'll do that. All right, cool. Let's finish double tracking this. Now, is that gonna... Yeah, it's gonna get rid of that field. That's gonna cost me $250,000. Almost. All the way around and straight into that platform. Beautiful. Okay, so let's do the next leg. So this is gonna be fun. So, yeah. Yeah. Not making this easy on myself. So, let's see. We want to be going in, I think that direction looks good. Yep. Then that's straight. Beautiful. Wherever I can get my tracks to go straight, I will, because that's kind of how they build railway tracks. They try and put in like long, flat stretches, long, flat, straight stretches wherever they can. Ooh, That's not too bad. So we can go as far as probably about there. And then we're going to have to curve around a bit like that. And then curve into there. So let's try that. How's the terrain? Yep, terrain's still lovely and flat. Just the way we like it. And then into there like that. That's beautiful. 75 all the way, which is the maximum speed of this track anyway. Later on in the game, we will get faster track that will allow us to go up to hundreds of miles an hour. But for now, this will do pig. And hook you up like that. Alright, so we've now got 1, 2, 3 stops on the line. Next, we've got to get around to Glendale. Now, this gets a little bit more challenging around here. In fact, this gets quite challenging around here. Now here we can just go, we could just go like straight across there. And looking at it, you know what? Straight across might be absolutely what we want to do. Let's see, where's straight? Come on, show me straight. That's there, that's straight. How's that? That's it's okay. It's okay. Now this bit of track here is going uphill. But that's okay at that point, I think, because we're going to continue going uphill. Yeah, that I want to try and avoid if possible. Yeah, I think we're going to be going out a little bit wider maybe. Yep. Let's take you back a little bit to say there. And then we're going to go around a little bit to avoid that little rise there. Pop you in. Much better. Much, much, much better. 60,000 round to there. Can I come in a bit tighter, maybe? Something maybe like that. To there, I think. Right, there we go. And then we'll continue across it. Now we've got a bit of undulation there, but there's not really too much I can do about that. And that brings us kind of nicely into there. Okay, let's do it. Okay, what I'll do here, now I came out of the left hand side, right hand side, right hand side. So I'm going to bring this out. Straight. Now obviously this is climbing up here. So we're going to want to do this in shorter track segments, because if we run this out like up this hill, right, it kind of averages out the slope, which is great for the trains, but it becomes very costly in terms of terrain and it doesn't look that good. So I think what we'll do is bring this back a bit to say there, where it's not quite so brutal. The other thing that I could do is put a curve, like a downward curve in the track. If I bring this out a little bit, so where's straight? There's straight. You can see how far up that's going. If I just hit the N key, I can drop it down like that, and that consequently will reduce the costs. So if I press the M key to go back up, so it was costing us 100,000. couple of taps on the N key, it's only costing us 56. It's a good way to save some cash. And the other thing about doing that is, because you're dropping down the center of the track, it means that we get more of a kind of an up curve here, which is what we want, because we want to be going up this slope at this point. So what we want is to be going up this slope and then into there. Now we're still going to have a cutting through here. It's kind of unavoidable. And it's good for the track. So I think that's going to do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, let's go back and do our double tracking from this station. And this is a nice long run across here, which is very good for us. Should make good amounts of cash as long as we can fill the trains up with passengers. The length of the route and everything else is all very well and good, but you've got to have the passengers on board. Without the passengers, it all goes to hell in a handbasket. So we have now hooked up 1, 2, 3, 4 towns. That's good. What I've now got to do is make sure that we've got the bus routes in. So I've already done Amarillo. Let's have a look over at St. Louis. What are we going to do with St. Louis? I'm probably going to want a bus route that goes up to there and another one that goes up to kind of there. Right, yeah, let's do that then. So what do I want? I want bus stops. We'll throw one in. I just want to get like good coverage of this area. So I'm thinking maybe like there would be good. Yeah, go on. We'll put a bus stop in there. So that covers that area nicely. And then maybe one there. Yeah, I think so. I'll put one in there. Now, when I put the routes in, I want to make sure that the roads that they're going along are at least medium-sized roads. And I'm looking at this and thinking, the bus is going to go up there and that's a small road, in which case I want to upgrade that, and I want to show you upgrading roads, so that's kind of a good thing. So what I want 2 more routes. New line. Line 3 is going to go from the bus station up to this guy up here, and line 4 is going to go from the bus station to this guy over here. Now, I could probably do that with one line, but I'm guessing that this is going to fill in some streets here and this route will end up coming back a bit sharper. So, we'll see. We'll see. Alright, that's done. I do need to put in a depot so that we can get some vehicles on here. Am I going to put it in the same place? You know what, I might just put it here next to the station. Yes, it'll fit. Flip you backwards. There we go. So, what are we thinking? I'm thinking probably maybe 5 buses on this, 3 buses on this, maybe 4 and 3. I don't know. Something like that anyway. What do I want? St. Louis Depot. Buy vehicles. Let's do. We're doing the Gaggen House, aren't we? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4 on line 3. And we'll do 3, 1, 2, 3 on line 4. Okay, sweet, awesome. Okay, so that's Amarillo and St. Louis all dealt with. El Monte, what are we gonna do with you? Good grief. I'm thinking, God. I'm thinking I've no idea what I want to do with this. Oh man. I think we only need like 1 bus line. Can I get decent coverage? I can't get 100% coverage. But I tell you what, if I put a bus stop in, say there, and I put another bus stop in there, yeah, we can do this. So let's get line manager, new line. This is going to go from the bus station up to that stop, up to that stop, and back again. And we've got a nice little run round there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool, done. Then we need depot. Buildings, depot. I will do the same thing. Flip you around, pop you in there. Oops, didn't want to do that. Try that again. Buy vehicles. What do we think? I'm thinking like four Gaggenhaus. 1, 2, 3, 4. And put you on line 5. Hooray! And there was much rejoicing. That leaves us with Glendale. Now, Glendale. What are we going to do with Glendale? I'd love to do. I'd kind of love to do a tram somewhere. You know what I could do? Maybe I'm gonna do trams here. I'm gonna do trams. So I'm gonna run. Let's see. Can I get full coverage there? No, I can't. Man. Okay, I'll put a stop there, and I'll put a stop up. Let's say there. And I'm going to do, so that's going to be one line going up there, and I'm going to do another line going up here. So I'm going to put a stop in, say there, and another one up there, which is probably maybe a little bit excessive, but it's fine. So how do you put trams in? Well, you use this tool here, the street modification tool, which allows you to change streets and add things to them, like tram tracks. So we're going to have a tram track that goes out here, and now you do need to click on the station itself, and if we have a look, you'll see when I add this. Now I can decide whether I want electric catenaries or not, and I'm going to say yes, because we'll probably end up with electric trams. Even if we don't end up with electric trams right now, we will do in the relatively near future. So we'll go around there, up there, and then we'll do a turnaround loop there, and then going up here, we'll go up here. Now, am I going to put a turnaround loop in there, or am I going to put a bus station, a tram station? I think I'll do a turnaround loop. Yeah, I'll do a turnaround loop. All right, cool. Right, let's grab line manager. 2 new lines, 6 and 7. Line 6 is gonna go there and there, and then back to there. Awesome. And line 7 is gonna start at the station, go up to this stop, and then that one, and then back down to 6th Street. And it's not using my turnaround loop. For some reason, it's decided it's better to just go up to the end of there and turn around. Yeah, okay. Good luck turning around a tram in that space. I don't think that's actually physically possible, but apparently it's going to do it. Good. All right, so what do we want? We want a depot, but this time, instead of putting in a bus depot, a road depot, we're going to put in a tram depot. Oh, yeah. Now, this needs to be attached to the line, the tram tracks. Like kind of makes sense, doesn't it, really? Let's flip you around a little bit like that. Now, are you going to... So this is bigger than the road. So it's not going to fit in there. So I'm thinking maybe I put it up this end of town. And you know what? I'm going to. And because I've linked the 2 loops there, I can put the trams on here and they can get to everywhere like really easily. So, oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's try that again. Flip you around a little bit. Let's kind of line you up relatively nicely. So you can go in there. So another 118k. Good Lord. Buy vehicles. What are we going to want? Oh, now we've got some nice trams to work with here. These CE2/2s are pretty nice. 25 miles an hour, 21 capacity. This is the Moscow F. I've just started using these in my main YouTube series. The Moscow F's 22 miles an hour, 24 capacity. I think we're going to go with the CEs because I mean, there is the Peter Witt, which is 20 capacity, 22 miles an hour. But I think these, the CE2/2s, because we haven't got many stops, so that it's got a chance to actually use the speed, and they are electric. So I think we're going to go with those. Yes. How many do we want on each? This is the question, and I'm thinking of 2 on each to start off with. So let's do that. 1, 2 go onto line 6, and 1, 2 go onto line 7. Hooray! That is our trams done. Okay, that is all of our local public transport sorted out. All we need to do now is put the trains on. Okay, how are we going to put the trains on? Right. This is actually a bit of a Colonel failure trick. He likes to put through stations on rather than terminuses, and then connect the depot to the end of the station. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get a little bit of track coming out here, just straight, and then buildings, depot, flip this around and just pop it on there. Right, so I am going to have some of my trains coming from this direction. I'm going to go to the other end of the track, all the way over here. God, it's a long old way, isn't it? We've got some serious coverage going on. And then get a little bit more track coming out here. Now, I want this one coming into this station here. You know what? I might leave myself a little bit more room. There we go. And then going out on that track like that. So we'll do that, which means I want this hooked up like that, really. So let's throw in our depot. Flip you around. Boom, in you go. Alrighty. All I need to do is put the line in, put the trains on, and we are rocking. New line. This is going to be line 8. I'm going to change the colour of this. Let's go with a nice dark blue, I think. And I'm going to name this one. This is going to be TP, Train Passenger. And it's going to be... This I'm going to call Mainline, because it's connecting all the stops. So this is going to be the main line. All right, sweet. Now the main line is going to be connected to all the stations. Now, you know what? I'm actually going to do this slightly differently, and I'm going to kind of show you why. Okay. Let's say that we hooked all of these up as one line. Okay. From an end station, you're not going to have as many passengers as when the train gets to, say, the second or the third stop, because they're going to be picking passengers up along the way, right? Yes, they're going to be dropping some off, but they're never going to have as many people on these end ones. So I think it's a good idea to have in the middle part, right, you can have a main line, and this can have multiple stops on it. So from here to here, okay. And what I'm going to do is put in a bit of track. Should I do X's? No, it doesn't really matter. Let's leave a little bit of room. We'll put a line on, the switch on like that. I'll do the same at the other end. So you're going to go in there and come out this way. And the same here, you're going to go in there and come out that way. And the same on this one. That's already done. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's done. Did I do both sides of this? No, I didn't. So you're going to go in there and you're going to come out there. You're going to come in here, go out there. That's fine. This one, I think I did this one. Go in there, come out that way, yes. And here, come in there, go out that way. And you've already got the switch on this station because it's the end station, and I did that. Yes, all right, cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 3 lines. I'm going to have a line for this end station. I'm going to have a line for this end station, and then the main line will extend. As I extend this line further and further out, the main line will extend out to include all of the middle stations. And that will save us some money because we don't need as many passenger cars on the end sections as we do in the middle section. So that's the plan. So we're going to have, this is going to be line 8. And this is going to go from just St. Louis branch to there. Hooray. And then we're going to have another new line. And this is going to run from the end of the main line out to Glendale. All right, cool. Now, if we look at these lines, and we'll look at them using the line statistics. If we look at these lines, you'll see that they're using just a single track. Okay? We want them to obviously use both tracks. So if I just come to the end of the line, where it comes into this station, and we want it to come out along here on the other line. If you just throw in a signal, where's my signals? Track and signals. If I just throw in a signal here, all right, and then do the same at the other end, just before this switch, so a signal there, and then change the platform over. So instead of going into this platform, it's going to go into this platform. So terminals, line 9, we want to be on platform 1 or terminal 1, and then the main line we actually want to be on terminal 2. There we go. Right, and then we want to do the same for these. So what do I want? I want switches, sorry, signals, not switches. So I want signal there. And signal there. And there you go. As soon as you put those signals in, as long as you're on the right platforms, it should switch like this. And then you know you've got it right. And then we want to do the same thing for this one. So this is the right platform here, and you can see it's already switched over, so it must be the right platform at the other end. Let's pop signal in there. Beautiful. And then let me turn my signal icons back on. There we go. And then we just want to break the track up into segments so that our trains, if we want to put like multiple trains on, that they can run like fairly close together, but they don't have to be very close together. So I'm just going to literally break these tracks in half. I'm going to put a couple in there. Yep. And a couple in here. And a couple on this one. Boom. Boom. Awesome sauce. Okay, so now obviously at the moment our main line only consists of one stop. It's just backwards and forwards. But as we extend this out, we'll extend that main line. So we want trains on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 trains on at each end. Now the question is, can I afford to put trains on here? I'm going to borrow some cash. Let's go to finances. I have no loan at the moment, so I'm going to borrow. Let's borrow, what do we think? Let's borrow like 15 million. We'll see how far that gets me. Not that far, probably. Buy vehicles. We want, let's see, steam locomotives. We're going to go with, let's see, we've just got the JF1, got the Mikado. So this is 50 miles an hour, 50. These are 4 million each. I've got to say, I'm kind of tempted to go with the SCH. The SCH is such good value, It's only 1.7 million. It does 47 miles an hour. The Class S, it's like twice as expensive, but it does do 71 miles an hour, which you know what? On the passenger lines, and they're a fair distance, these passenger lines. We could probably use that 71 miles an hour. I've got to say, I'm kind of tempted to use the Russian S's. But you know what? Let's make sure that we're making some money first before we do that. It's always a good idea to be a little bit conservative. So, let's see. I can either go with the SCHs. I could middle it and go with the Atlantics. They're 2.5 million a piece, 62 miles an hour. Or like the PLMs are even slower, so I don't think that's a good plan. You know what? I'm actually going to go with the SCHs. The SCHs are very, very good train. So we'll go with an SCH, and then we want passenger wagons. So we need to be able to do 47 miles an hour. So 50 would be fine. So a Putilov would be okay. That carries 14. This thing does 68, which is way more than we need. And look at the cost, 1.3 million for that carriage. Whereas this is like 650,000. So the 6-wheeler is 800,000, 14. The Suburban, 1.1, 19 capacity. The heavyweight parlour, that's 2 million. We're definitely not going there. And the Donnerbusch, which everybody always tells me I pronounce completely wrong, and I do understand that, so please don't correct me again. I think we're going to go with the Putilovs. I think they're the best match. Yeah, they're going to be the best match for what we want to do at the moment. So I'm thinking we start off with just, what do I want? Like, maybe we run 2. And maybe we have like 3 in the middle. So you know what? I'm going to buy one of those. And then I'm going to buy... No, you know what? We'll just run with 2 carriages on all 3 sections, just to get them started, and then I'll replace them as they need it. So we'll run these 3 trains from here. The first one is going to go on line, let's see, this needs to go really on the main line. Let's zoom out a bit. This is going to go, the first train's going to go to the main line, and then the second 2 trains will run on line 9, which is this end section. Okay, good. Then we'll go to the other end of the track, and we'll do similar kind of thing. We'll have, by vehicles, we'll go with locomotive, a Russian SCH, add one of those, passenger wagons, Putilovs, 1, 2, buy 1, 2, 3 of those at 3 million a piece. So I've just spent 18 million altogether. The first one will go on to, zoom out a bit, we'll go on to the main line. And then the second 2 will go on to line 8. All right, cool. Whew. Okay, I do believe I've got everything set up. Should we kick it off and see what happens? Are you eager to see what we can do with these trains? I am. I can't wait to see what happens. Right, let's crank it up. The industry overview shows important information such as the current production of all industries. Well, at the moment we've only got the oil refinery and the fuel refinery and the 2 oil wells running. So let's have a look. If I sort by production, the thing is that really what we want to sort by is shipping, because all the industries, right, well, at least all the raw resources, so oil wells and forests for logs and or like the mines, the coal mines, the iron ore mines, they all max out their production instantly, right? So they're all running at 400, right? So you need to to see what's actually doing something, you need to have a look at these. So you can see that our oil refinery is up to almost 300 now. Our fuel refinery is getting very close to 200, which is good news. And if we can grow St. Louis a little bit, and Amarillo a little bit, then I think we should be able to get the next upgrade for our fuel refinery. So let's kick it off. Go. And we're just gonna leap on board the first train. Now this is heading for the main line, so it's not going to stop at this station, and it's going to whiz along. And its first stop, it says, is El Monte. We've got a passenger capacity of 28. It's going to be very interesting to see, do we actually fill this capacity? Let's have a look at you. Wow, we've got a whole 2 people waiting. Good Lord. I should have got him to stop really, but he's decided, he's decided he wants to go to that end to start rather than starting at this end. Okay, fine, that's okay. Did you stop and pick up any passengers? Oh, I can't click on it. Come here. Come here. There we go. Nope, he hasn't got any passengers either. But he will have when he gets to here. Hooray! And there was much rejoicing. We are getting bus passengers. Not many, but we're getting a few bus passengers. So you're going to pull in train 2. And you are going to pick up 7 passengers. That is quite an encouraging start. How did we do at the other end? Let's see, how many did you pick up? You picked up 3. Slightly less encouraging. But hopefully it should pick up, because as these trains start bringing more people in from the end stations, the main line should get busier. But I'm thinking that having 2 cars on these might be ambitious at the beginning. Oh, I say that, and then they go and pick up 15 people. Awesome. All right. Now, the thing is, St. Louis, now that we've added the rail transport, the public transport, and added in a whole bunch of possible destinations, we're now getting plus 50% to our growth. Now, look, our supply has now gone up. So we're now demanding 105. What's the state of play in Amarillo? Amarillo, yep, same deal. We're up 50%. That growth means we're now demanding 130 fuel, which means we're creating more fuel demand at, where is it? Where's the fuel refinery? The fuel refinery is here, St. Louis Fuel Refinery. So hopefully we should start shipping more stuff out. You can see already we're up to level 3 and we're getting on for level 4. That is awesome. And if we look at the consumers, you can see that St. Louis and Amarillo, currently we're only shipping like 49 and 39. So yeah, hopefully that's going to start increasing a fair amount, and that will increase the profitability of our line, our oil line, this thing. Come here, you. So, oh, hang on a second. Why are you running back empty? Oh, hang on a second. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. This has got jammed up. That's not very good, is it? Okay, so we're going to change this, because that is not good at all. What we're going to do, let's see, we've got a load of trucks bringing in oil. I'm going to separate those, I think, from this station, and we'll do that separately. So let's grab a truck station, flip you around. I'm going to need to borrow some cash, so let's borrow 1.5 mil. And pop you in just about there. Should do fine. Now we're only going to be dropping off here, so we don't really need to extend the platforms. And then instead of the St. Louis crude line coming into here, we're going to tell it to go into here. So you are going to go, let's see, manage line. You are going to go, instead of going to, I think that's St. Louis. No, that's Amarillo South. Instead of going to Amarillo South, you are going to go to whatever this one's called, Amarillo Central. Hooray! And there was much rejoicing. Right, go. Now, are these going to be sensible? Okay, well, they decided to go through there to turn around, which is not particularly sensible. But hopefully that should start to unclog this. You'd kind of hope that it would start to unclog this, but we'll see. Yeah, this might take a bit of unclogging. You know what? If I see that vehicle's got fuel on board, I don't really want to get rid of him. Where are you planning to go? You trying to get out this way? I think it might be. You know what? Let's have a look. You've got fuel. You've got fuel. These have all got fuel, except for you. Right, I'm going to sell you to try and unclog this. Oh, there we go. See, that one was able to slip out. And that one, and then these can get through. There we go. Hopefully, you're going to all unclog. You're going to move. Yes. Okay, that one got out. Good. Come on, shuffle around. You know what? Let's see. Is there another one I can get rid of? Preferably one that doesn't have any fuel on board. But no, they've all got fuel. Alright, let's get rid of you. Sell. Alright. Oh, come on. Sell. And maybe if I get rid of this one. Now, why are they going around in a circle? What is going on there? Let's have a look. Amarillo fuel. Oh, hang on a second. What's happened there? Pause. Amarillo fuel. What have I done? Oh, you know what? It's because I severed this road connection. Ha ha ha! So they can't get there. Right. That is why I left this little bit of a gap here. Because I need to put this road back in. What do I want? Straights. We'll use a medium straight, I think, for this. So let's have a medium straight. Where do I want to go? You know what? Ideally, I want to be going over this way. So let's do a road that comes up here like this. We'll have a road across the tracks there. You'll hook up to there. And you will hook up to there. Nice little S-bend. There we go. Hooray! That's hooked up. Good, good, good. Right, quick, go. Are you going to figure it out and move, or are you all going to stay stuck? Bunch of idiots. Where are you off to? You're off to Adams Street. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, he's going to go round again. Oh, but that one's going to... Are you going to get out? Come on, shuffle up. Oh, there we go. One of them actually got away. Hooray! I need to put a couple more vehicles back on here, I think. Easiest way to do that. Go to Amarillo Fuel. And manage vehicles. And what I took off about 3, didn't I? Yeah. So let's just clone 3 vehicles. There we go. Boom. Oh, and now it's all running again. Hooray. And there was much rejoicing. Okay, sweet. So hopefully that should restore our profits. Now, while that's been going on, how are we doing with passengers? Oh, and it's all looking pretty good. We have got 21 passengers waiting for this puppy. He drops off 9, picks up 26. Oh, one short of being full. That is beautiful. How many passengers have we got over here in Amarillo? 45 passengers waiting on the main line. Well, somebody showed them the way to Amarillo. That joke just never gets old, does it?
No.
And then over here, let's see. 28 full load of passengers. Beautiful. And then down here, I'm not expecting this to be full, but if it is, oh, look at this, 21 of 28. So let's look at our line profitability, and I probably need to do some naming so that we know what things are. Let's do a little bit of naming. If I bring up my line manager. So line 8. This is St. Louis Amarillo, isn't it? Yeah. So this is going to be TP, train passenger, and this is going to be STL. I know that's the code for Seattle, but it's going to do for St. Louis for this. Amarillo, right? And then we want this end, which is this lime green one, which is line 9, isn't it? Yeah. El Monte Glendale. So we'll rename that TP LM Okay, cool. And then what else have we got? We've got the brown and green line. So line 3 and 4 are local bus routes. No, 3 and 4. Here we go. So this is going to be LB, local bus. Now, the reason that this is, well, what you might be like, why isn't this RP, road passenger? Why are you using local bus? And it's because I make a distinction between local buses and intercity buses. So this is going to be LB STL1. And then line 4 is going to be STL2. Boom. Cool. And then we go over here. This is Amarillo, so LB AMA1. And this will be LB AMA2. There we go. That leaves us with 5 and 6. Let's see. 5 is El Monte. So LB L1. And finally, line 6 and 7, which are Glendale 1 and 2. So you're going to be LB. Oh, no. Gle 1. And this is going to be LB Gle 2. Boom. All right, that is all of our lines named. So now we can take a step back for a second and take a look at our line profitability. So our line profitability, how does it look? And the answer is that these lines that, well, this line that I messed up is unsurprisingly losing a little bit of money at the moment. Well, that's fair enough. Where's our, let me stretch this out so we can see all of it. Okay, so our fuel, which was making like what 2.5 million or something before, is recovering. We're making 1.6, 1.7 million. Our main line, look at that, is running full and making, well, was making 1.2 million. The El Monte Glendale line is doing almost as well, making 700,000. That's the St. Louis crude is recovering. That's making 500,000. The St. Louis Amarillo is making 500,000. Beautiful. So the only place that we're losing money is on like the Glendale trams and the St. Louis fuel. So let's have a look at the St. Louis fuel, because there's obviously something not right with this. St. Louis fuel. I've cut it off, haven't I? Yeah, I've cut it off again. So let's fix that. Yeah, I was supposed to do this bit here, wasn't I? Yes. Right, let's have. I'm going to do it with a larger road. So let's run you. No, let's try. Oh, hang on a second. See, I've put this switch in very close to here, and I should have left more room. But I tell you what, if I use a smaller road, I can sneak it through. Let's do it from a little bit further out like that. So let's do that. Hook that up. And hook that up like that. That up like that. Okay, so our trucks are working again. Now, are they going to have to work for the train? Wait for the trains? Yeah, but that's not the end of the universe. All right, sweet. So we get that working again. What are we going to be making per year? I don't know, but it's going to be a fair amount. Let's have a look at the line profitability again. So hopefully this is going to start recovering. Let's look at the Glendale tram, because maybe I've just got like too many trams on, because I put like 3 on each, didn't I? I think it's probably a little bit excessive. Let's have a look. So Glendale 1. Oh no, we've only got 2 trams on. Huh. Frequency 142. But yeah, the thing is with 2 lines and relatively close together at that end, they're kind of sharing the passengers. So I think we should probably trim it down to 1 tram on each. Maybe. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. Let's see. So Glendale 1. How many passengers have you got? Let's see. You've got 7. Oh, you've got 12. But yeah, let's sell you. So you're sold, and Glendale 2 will do the same thing. So you've only got 1 passenger on board. Let's sell you. What I probably I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I could have kept 2 on Glendale 1. But you know what? This is a nice thing. You can always put them on. You can take them off, put them on, as you see fit. So let's see if that gets profitable now. Be kind of nice if it did. Let's have a look. So line profitability. Oh, St. Louis fuel is now recovering. It's now only losing 12,000. And come on, you can do it. You can get profitable again. Let's have a look. So it was making loads of money, and then I broke it. So we should get back to making loads of money again. But it will take a minute or 2 for it to get there. And then we just need these two Glendales to get profitable. Oh, you almost got profitable then. If they're running half full, which they are, that should be just about profitable. How are we doing down here? Our oil fuel line is 2.5 million again. Beautiful. Our main line 800,000. Our other 2 lines making what? 500,000 a piece. $1 million between them. Oh, a bit more now. So let's have a look at our annual figures and see how are we doing in terms of cash. Well, the first thing we need to do is we've got a 16.5 million loan that we need to pay off. So let's repay all of that loan, or as much as we can repay. Okay, so we're down to 2 million. So that means we are currently making, so we were 4.5, 3.5, 4.5. Looks like we're going to make maybe a bit more this year. And certainly now that I've paid off this loan, that'll be another, How much were we paying? We were paying 165,000 a year in loan interest. So let's keep repaying this off. Only another 500,000 to repay. That's like a couple of train loads of passengers, and we'll be able to pay that off. Oh, look. Oh, and there it is. Repay. Right, we have paid our loan off like so fast. And that was with me breaking this line. In fact, I broke both of the fuel lines, and we've still managed to recover. Oh, I'm very happy. How are we doing passenger-wise? Oh my lord. We have got 179 passengers waiting at Glendale. How are we doing over here? We have got 135 passengers waiting on the main line. 125. So we need to bump up the mainline trains for darn sure. Let's increase these trains. Manage vehicles. So we want to replace these trains with something better. So I think, let's see, how much cash have we got? You know what? Let's borrow some cash. I think we go for some beefier, faster trains, don't you? Because let's face it, we want to see them. So let's go with. Let's go back to vehicles. Here we go. So what were we doing? We were doing the main line, weren't we? Yes, we were. These two trains here. No. Replace. So we want to replace them with which locomotive? I think. I mean, we could just go like the next one up from the Russian SCH is the S, which takes us up from 47 miles an hour on the SCH to 71. It's a nice big jump, but I gotta say, it's not really the prettiest train ever. It's 3.3 million, 71. That's a freight train. We could go up to something like the Mikado, which is kind of cool, but it's not that quick. The China Railways is again 50 miles an hour. I think we're going to go for the Russian. It's either the Russian S or the Atlantic. The Atlantic is 62 miles an hour, but I think we're going to go with the Russian S. I do like the Atlantic is one of those trains that I love though. So we'll go with the Russian S. We'll go with the Russian S, 71 miles an hour. So we now need some matching passenger carriages. The Suburban is only 61. This thing I think is fast. 68. That's close enough. Capacity 20. I'm thinking on the main line, a couple of those probably would do us. So go on, we'll put a couple of those on. And yeah, replace. Boom. Repay off the loan, or some of the loan, most of the loan. We've still got 2 million outstanding. So let's have a look at these Russian S's. Where are you? Here you are. So you've just picked up 40 passengers. Now, how many people have we got waiting here? 120. We could possibly go to 3 carriages. Shall we? Do you want to? I know you want to. Of course you want to. You're like, yes, go to 3 carriages. Oh, all right then. 3 carriages might be a bit much, but we'll see. Remember, these numbers build up. These passenger numbers build up over time. If we add 1 more carriage, it means we're transporting 60 passengers per a time, and we've only got 116 waiting. So it might be a bit much, especially these are traveling at 71 miles an hour, so they're at least 50% faster than the old trains. So I don't know, maybe we should just let it be for a little while and see how these passenger numbers go. If they hold at over 120, then we should add the 3rd carriage. So see, it's dropping down under 100 now. Yeah, let's let it run backwards and forwards a couple of times, I think. But we can already pay off the rest of the loan, so let's repay that. Boom, boom, boom. Right, we have no loan. We have 2.6 million in the bank, and we have got 4 cities set up with pretty cool transport. Now, let's have a look at the growth going on. St. Louis, we are 130% growth, demanding 121 fuel now. Amarillo, 150% growth, demanding 150. Wow, that's impressive. But we do have like a fair amount of fuel sitting here, but we're not overloading the platforms, so that's fine. But I am thinking we're probably going to have to bump up the number of vehicles on these lines. So let's just have a look at those and see like what's the rate on these. So this is set for 150, and the other one, St. Louis, is set for 100. So right now they're configured pretty much bang on. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add a couple of vehicles to each, I think. So you clone me a couple of vehicles, and Amarillo fuel, same thing. Clone me a couple of vehicles, please. There we go. Did I get 2? Clone me one more. There we go. All right. So that should just increase my capacity just a little bit to keep us comfortable. So yeah, 174 on Amarillo and 134 on St. Louis. Nice. So that should keep. Right, with the Amarillo oil refinery is maxed out. We're producing just over 300. That's beautiful. So it's just a case of getting the fuel refinery up to its max upgrading. For that, we need to ship a bit more fuel. Now, we can do that like artificially. All we've got to do is just ship some of this fuel out to somewhere. Right, so we could add a 3rd city for a while, like Lincoln, for example. I could just ship some fuel out to Lincoln. But I don't know, we'll see. We might try and just grow these organically to the point where we can get this up to max production. What do we need to supply the other half? We need tools to St. Louis, and we need food to Amarillo. Huh.
Skye?
Yeah?
We got a question from chat.
Oh, do we? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Who's it from?
Imperator wants to know whether it's better...
What did you say?
Imperator.
Imperator.
That sounds so much better.
It's... You've never heard of the Imperator of Rome? Good Lord.
No.
Go on, what did Imperator say?
Is it better to start out with cargo or passengers?
I mean, this is going to come down to personal opinion. Personally, I think cargo, because if you look at our earnings right now, if you look at the line profitability, so if I sort this by balance, what's our most profitable line? Oil and fuel, 4 million. Next is the main line at 2.5 million. But I mean, personally, I think that setting up the cargo is a bit quicker and easier. It costs slightly less. So I prefer to go with cargo at the beginning and then do passengers when I've got a little bit more money. But to be honest, you could do either. You could do either. The thing with passengers that kind of gets me is you have to set up all of these local bus routes and whatever to ensure that you've got full coverage of the city and all the passengers being shipped in and out to the railway station. And that takes a lot of setting up, as you've just seen, right? And I think personally, the cargo's just a little bit easier and makes a little bit more profit. So that's what I like. Oh, and Leo's here. Hey, Leo. One of my followers. Although I'm sure there's been loads in here, but I've just noticed. I just caught his name out of the corner of my eye. I suppose we should have a bit of a ride, shouldn't we? Mm-hmm. Look at the money. Like, you take your eye off it for a couple of seconds, suddenly we've got 17 million in the bank. In the world. Oh, and old Jeremy Clarkson. This line is the most profitable line in the world. What are we making? Oh my lordy, lordy, lordy. We are making almost 9 million a year. Awesome sauce. Now, what we need to keep our eye on now is where we need to be upgrading. Now, you can see we've got lots of little yellow passengers and stuff down here, but that's not really the way to judge it. The way to judge it is to go down here to station statistics. Okay. Now, when stations get overloaded, their status goes down. Right. So let's sort this by. Let's do it that way. So we've got 2 stations which are currently very poor because they're constantly overloaded, and that is not a good thing. So so this is what you can start addressing. So we can go to 3rd Street in Amarillo. Let's just drop that down. Look at this. Look at all these passengers waiting. We've got 80 passengers. Now, these are passengers who probably want to go to the station and ride on the trains, right? There's no point having them sitting here. So let's crank up, I think, probably another couple of buses, don't you? Manage vehicles. Let's clone a couple of vehicles. And boom. There we go. And we'll see if that clears that up. Now, these buses are carrying, what, 8 people. We've got 80 people waiting. So I'm actually thinking that we could easily go another bus on that route. So I think I'm going to do it. Manage vehicles. Let's clone one more. There we go. We just doubled the vehicles on that route. So that's that one. Let's go to St. Louis Halt. Oh, look at this. We've got loads and loads of oil. But our trucks just can't deal with it. Right? So, what are we going to do about that? Well, I don't know. But I tell you what I am going to do at this point. I think I'm going to take the brakes off the date and let the date start running on. I'm only going to run it at half speed. But we'll start running the date on, because in the next segment I want to start upgrading our trains and get some of the really, really nice trains like the Flying Scotsman, the Mallard, Big Boys, stuff like that on our train lines. So that's what we're heading towards. So how can I improve the throughput on this line? Well, one way that we could do it, one kind of simple, easy way, is if we say manage the line. So this goes from St. Louis Halt to Amarillo Central. If I add station and put St. Louis Halt on again and Amarillo Central on again, what it should start doing now is putting some of this fuel onto this platform over here. And obviously we're dividing our vehicles between 2 platforms. So we'll kind of see if any of our oil gets put onto this platform. If not, I might have to set up another platform. Now let's see. Are these actually producing at the moment? Let's have a look. They are supposed to be. Let's have a look. Yeah, but it's all going onto that one platform at the moment, rather than it being shared out over the 2 platforms. So it doesn't look like that's going to work. In which case, we're going to need a bigger boat. Yeah, we're going to need a bigger boat. It's as simple as that. So, let's see. What are we using? We're currently using the Benzes, aren't we? So look. What could we potentially replace them with that might solve the problem? So, you know, first thing I should do is change that line back, because that didn't. I was hoping that it was going to split the oil between the two lines, but it didn't. And I have used that technique in Transport Fever 1, so obviously that doesn't work in Transport Fever 2. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. There we go. So back to the old version. Now let's go and see. So what can we do? What could we possibly replace these with? Let's have a look. Cargo. Well, we haven't got any newer vehicles. These are Benz tarpaulin trucks. 25 miles an hour, 7 capacity. The Mac AC is only 19 miles an hour, but it's got a capacity of 9. That might actually work out better on this line. Yeah, that might actually work out better on this line. You know what? Let's try it. So if I replace that, and let's have a look at the rate. So the rate, we need a rate of 800 on here. I may have to replace this with something else, like a train line, but it's so short for a train line that I would much prefer to do it with trucks. Now, the other thing that I could do is put in 2 truck lines. So if this doesn't work, then that's what we'll do. Did I only replace 1 vehicle? I only replaced 1 vehicle, didn't I? Let's try that again. We want to replace all of these with the Mac ACs. There we go, 1.5 million. Boom. Hooray. Okay, so the rate was back up to 800. Let's see. So these are going to be running a little bit slower, and so which means it's going to take them longer to do the route. So maybe they'll space out a little bit so that we haven't got them waiting so much, and they carry a little bit more. So come on, you can do this, trucks. If we can get over 800 capacity, this should start going down. Oh, this is kind of fascinating to see whether this will work or not. Oh, it's ticking up just a little bit. 78, 78, 789, 791. It just needs to get over 800, because these only produce 800 between them. So if this is over 800, then we're shipping everything, and we should stop losing any cargo. Yeah, we're over 800. Sweet. So yeah, this number's coming down, I think. Are you coming down? Oh, I think it is. Yeah, just a little bit at a time. Creeping down. I just saw a 7. Come on, keep shipping it out. Yep, yeah, it's coming down. That's definitely coming down. Awesome sauce. So what's our throughput now? 820. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so that's another problem solved. Sweet. Let's go back to our station statistics. So St. Louis Halt, the condition is improving. We're only poor now. All our other stations are good. We've just got our is that our first airplane? I think that might be our first airplane, the Vickers Victoria. And we can now put in airports. Oh, airports. I think that's going to be the next section. It's either going to be airports or it's going to be the most ridiculously complicated cargo system you've ever seen in your life, which is going to make us huge amounts of money. Oh my lord, we're already up to 40 million. We're making 8 million. I invested 1.5 million there. So yeah, we're making around 8 million a year. pretty nice and consistently. Whew, man. Okay, and we've solved, by the look of it, yeah, look, it's down to 50. So pretty soon, with a bit of luck, we should get this below the overload threshold. Keep going, trucks. Keep going. You can do it. Oh, I saw it going down to the 40s. I think this needs to be below 40. I think that's the threshold. Oh, so close now. 43, I saw it drop down to. 43 again, 43, 42. Oh, come on. 41, I saw a 41. Oh yeah, did you see it flick? Yes. Come on. Yeah, 40 is the threshold. Come on, get consistently under. So you can see we're actually getting holes appearing on the platform now. A few more trucks. Oh, so close. Oh, come on. Go, go, move. Oh, come on, a couple more and we should be under 40 all the time. Come on, you can do it. Almost, almost. Oh, I think we've done it. Oh, almost. Come on. Oh, it just keeps ticking up to 41. Come on. Are we there? Are we there yet? I think we've... Oh, it is still ticking down. So yeah, give it a few minutes. Yeah, I think we're done. I think we're done. And once you've fixed that, the quality of the platform will, or the quality of the station, will increase again. So let's have a look at the station statistics. And oh my lord, everything is very good. So none of our platforms are currently overloaded. Having said that, some of our platforms do have quite a lot of people on, like El Monte. So now we're not looking at overloads. We're just looking at like optimization. So now we can sort our cargo and start looking at like El Monte. So El Monte and Glendale, well, that's the same line. We've got a lot of passengers waiting. So how about we just increase our capacity on the Glendale El Monte line? Well, how are we going to do that? Well, dead easy. We're going to take the line. Now, there's two ways you can increase the capacity. Well, it's three ways you can increase the capacity. Three. There are three. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. You can do it three ways. You can either put on faster locomotives, because if the trains are going faster, then you get more capacity. Or you can just put on extra passenger cars. Or you can put on an extra train. So there's three ways that you can do it. I think we're going to do it the dead easy way and just put an extra passenger car on there. So, yeah, let's go manage vehicles. And we'll replace these with... Now, do I want a faster train? I think I'm going to stick with the SCHs for now. So we'll go steam locomotive. We'll have... we'll stay with the SCH for just now until we extend the line. Once we start extending the line, then we'll start upgrading. So we'll go SCH with what we had, 2 Putilovs. Let's go 1, 2, 3 and replace. Boom. Alrighty. So, having done that, let's look at our station numbers again. So we were at like what, 230, 180-ish, something like that. Yeah, I think those numbers are probably going to hold up. So that looks good. What do we need to do next? Look, we're up to 50 million already. The money just flies in. Look, 9.5 million last year. Almost 10 million a year. Looking sweet. What's bringing in the profits? So the main line is now making, well, it was making 3 million a second ago. It's just dropped down. But look, it's not quite full anymore. This is it. You've got to be careful about ramping things up too much. But that's running full at the moment. The new Glendale upgraded trains. The St. Louis Amarillo trains are running full at the moment, but we're not getting lots of passengers waiting, so we'll leave that alone. Yeah, things look pretty sweet right now. Do I need to expand this? No, that's all the lines. That's all our lines. And all of our lines are making a profit, which is awesome sauce. So there you go. That's pretty much what I wanted to achieve in this segment. But I wanted to show you very quickly the kind of decorating that you can do. Now, you like a bit of decorating, don't you, Picture?
I do love your Skye candy.
Yes, my special brand of Skye candy involves like you know. Let's do this fun. So let's pause the game for a second, and I'm going to do a bit of decorating. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to rip out these fields. Now these fields look okay-ish, but I think you'll see that you can do better. So I'm going to rip these out. It's costing me 200,000 a time, but I don't care. I don't want to rip out any fields with animals in, because at the moment you can't put in animal fields. So those I'm going to keep. The rest I'll rip out. Then the way I like to do it is to divide up the world in like using roads and railway tracks and stuff like that. So let's get some roads going. So we're going to have a road going down the side of this building, I think, and probably just extending. No, I might even extend it across. Yeah, I'm going to extend it across the tracks. And this will be a road going down to the coast, and then it can go around the coast this way, like this, and then extending around this way like that. That's fine. It's this section that I want to focus on. And then, am I just going to use the station as a delimiter? I think I probably am. I'm going to put you know, I'm going to put an extra building on here, just not because I need it, but because I feel like it. I'm going to put am I going to put one of these passenger buildings on this side? Maybe a smaller one. Yeah, maybe a medium-sized one on that side with a couple of these little things next to it. There we go. I do love these modular buildings. I think they're just awesome. And then I'm going to take a road. I'm going to run a road along there like that, and along there like that. And then we'll have a road in the middle, which is going to go up here. Bit windy. You want these kind of roads because they're supposed to be like country roads, you know, running in between the hedgerows. All right, cool. And then this road will hook up to here like that. This one will run out to there like that. Cool. Okay, awesome. So now I'm going to go to the terrain tools, and I'm going to get first of all I'm going to go to the assets, and I'm going to get the eraser tool, and I'm going to crank up my brush size, max strength, and I'm going to get rid of all of the rocks and trees and whatever around here. I'm just going to do this because I don't want to spend like too long on this. So I'm just going to do like a couple of sections and show you the kinds of things you can do. So we'll go up to there. And I'll do, I guess, a bit of a section around there. Okay, so I will want a bit of a road, probably going up. Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't kill the animals. Don't kill the animals. Stop killing animals, Skye. People won't like it. We'll go around the trees. Which,
Skye?
yeah.
Just letting you know you're down to your last 5 minutes.
I realise that.
Okay.
Which is why I'm trying to do this very, very, very quickly. Is the Colonel back?
Not in chat at the moment. I'm sure he's on his way.
Okay. Keep an eye on the the voice chat and let him in. I think he could just join, can't he? He doesn't need us to let him in. Let's have this road like just heading off in that direction, and I'll just put a little connecting road in there just to provide a little bit of demarcation. Okay, so let's get my assets brush again. We'll take the size down a little bit this time, and we'll take out those. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to get my terrain tools. I'm going to do a bit of smoothing.
The Colonel's here, standing by.
Is he?
He is.
He won't mind me stealing a couple of minutes. He probably wants to see this. I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if he didn't want to see this, to be absolutely honest with you. Alright, so we're preparing a nice little area in here. So what I'm going to do, and you can decide like how big you want these areas to be.
Evening.
Evening. I'm just doing a bit of decorating, Colonel.
Oh, you special thing.
I know.
Oh, the smoothing gun, having a go.
So, I might steal a couple of minutes from you.
Feel free.
But you can steal them back next time if you want.
Yeah, we'll see.
So I'm going to put some roads in like that. Now, let's see. I might do a bit of an orchard over here. So we'll do a bit of an orchard there, and then let's have a road coming down here, I think. Will you please, like, do something? When you get a road that won't, like, join straight.
Have you tried taking it straight over the other road?
Yeah, if you extend, one of them will extend straight, then you can then extend this one straight, and then you can get rid of the original one, and then there's your straight. We'll bring that out. Now, when you're doing, like, these kind of field lines, you want things at, like, kind of odd angles and odd.
Not that odd.
No, to be honest, seriously, the odder the better. I actually spent some time looking at Google Maps and actually looking at field boundaries and what they look like. And they are more bizarre than you can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Right? So, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do some trees first. So, go to assets. I love this. This is such a great feature. So I can select my trees, and if I want a particular one tree, then I can do that. That's fine. Or if you go right to the end, you can have mixed trees, right? And then if you scroll down here, this is something you might miss. If you scroll down here, you can select which trees you want to include in your random mix. So I'm going to take out the lemon tree and the peach tree because they're quite small, and the banana plant, which is very small. And I'm going to take out the Korean Stuartia because that is, you see this tree here, that's one of those, and then these three here. And for me, they're a bit too green, right? And then using my hard edge brush, I'm just gonna fill in around the edge of my roads there, and I might
just a quick interlude. Why is your cursor misplaced? Do you know?
It's a thing that happens between my OBS and games, and yeah, if I should have reloaded it. I should have reloaded it so that it fixes, but I'll do that. I'll do that before the next segment. I'm going to put some trees in here. I want the strength up because I want these fairly full. So we'll have a nice bunch of trees along there. Fine. And now, up till this point, you're probably going, well, this is, to be honest, Skye, this isn't anything particularly new, right? Because you might say, well, you could do this with the Forester mod in Transport Fever 1. So, well, like, what are you going on about that you can do, like, amazing things? It's nothing so special. Okay, let's get into the special stuff. All right, let's go to the paint tools. You have got a whole bunch of textures that you can paint with. I am going to whiz up to this end, and I'm going to grab the wheat paint tool. I'm going to go hard edge brush, and probably about that kind of size. And then I'm going to paint in a wheat field. And I need to come down just to do the end of that. Crank it up again. And painting terrain is as simple as this. Okay. Now, if we go down and have a look, yes, it's painted in a proper old wheat field. Just like the wheat field here. It's the exact same texture. Right? So we'll have a bit of a wheat field there, and then how about some corn? How about a cornfield? Let's throw in a cornfield.
Oh, that's something that if you were Prime Minister, you'd quite enjoy running through.
God, wouldn't you?
If you were feeling naughty.
I think, to be honest, whether or not you were feeling naughty, I think just the sight of it might make you feel naughty. Probably make me feel naughty, but then, you know, I am prone to that kind of behaviour. So then I'm going to get some soil and do like a ploughed field up this section up here, and bring you around here. Now, again, you might be at this point saying, yeah, well, that's actually quite cool, but I'm not going to say that it's like staggeringly revolutionary. Right, well, what I like to do next is if I pick something like the forest ground terrain, right, and then take my brush size down to about 22.5. And then what I like to do is trace the roads, right, so that I put a little bit of an edging on each side. And it's kind of a bit muddy, a bit grassy. It just looks like a bit of a... So it doesn't look like a grass verge, like a neatly manicured grass verge. But it just looks like kind of a bit of an edging bit. Now, if you decided to, you could say, nah, well, you know, that's fine maybe by a ploughed field or something, but for these guys, it should just be like ploughed field. Well, fine. So do it with dirt or soil, right? And then once you've done that edging around all your edges, right? Then if you want to get really fancy, go to your assets, pick a nice tree. Personally, I recommend this date palm. This date palm is pretty awesome. The palmetto is also very, very good. You know what? I'll do it with palmettos. Take your brush size down to single trees, and then probably from a fair height. You want to space these out a fair distance. We'll just put in a bunch of palmettos spaced out, put them on the other side of the road, kind of roughly in the same places, not exact, because this is supposed to be the country. And then if you go down to this kind of level and just have a little look at these roads, right, suddenly it all becomes pretty gorgeous. So you spend just a little bit of time decorating and you can have these wonderful patchwork fields like all over, right?
What it needs, what we need asset-wise, is something similar to trees, but of an urban nature. So, little shelters and advertising hoardings and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure the modders will do the trick.
Oh, I'm sure they will. One thing that we desperately need is the fences, the fence mods that we had in Transport Fever 1. Because obviously, I would love to put some fencing around the edges as well. Now, this is cool. I genuinely think this is cool, right? I mean, I think this is cool, but then I'm very easily pleased. But this, I think, is very cool. If we go to Terrain Tools, I'll just smooth this off so that it looks nice. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my paint tools, I'm going to get my forest ground, and I'm just going to paint in the forest ground, because it's going to be appropriate for this, because this is going to be an orchard. Okay? Now, we can do a couple of different types of orchards. This one, I'm going to do a peach. I'm going to do a peach orchard. So, right, plant your peach trees. Like, you want them a reasonable kind of distance apart, like this. And spacing's not awesome at that end, to be absolutely honest, but leave a reasonable space between your rows. I'm going to space these out a little bit, going back. There we go. Like that. I'll just do a quick finish of this field. It's not a very big field, so almost done. Boom, boom. And then last row.
It's compelling video entertainment, I'll give you that.
You can see. I mean, you can see why people would be riveted to this for hours.
Here's one I made earlier. Come on, man.
And then we'll grab the dirt. We'll take a soft edge brush, knock the brush size like right down, take the strength down probably to about 30%, right? And then just put in some paths in between the trees. Let's go up just a fraction, just for speed more than anything else.
Also, whenever you're using the asset brushing, the texture brush in this kind, always mix them up. Even if you're just adding a dab of another texture somewhere, because it just makes it look so much better.
So right now I'm using dirt, which can be a little bit shiny. So let me finish putting the dirt in, and then as the kernel says, you want to mix these up. So I'm just going to go up to the end. I'm going to grab the soil, which is a different brown color.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then
I approve.
Probably
That's very nice.
Probably take it down to there, and just put a little bit of this soil in. I might crank it up strength-wise, just for speed.
I don't think you need to. I think it looks good patchy.
I would normally take a bit more time over this, so it's not looking quite as good as it does when I take my time. But I think you get the idea of the kind of stuff that you can do. And again, I would go around here and I would put the edging trees and do the little bit of edging around the edges. I mean, here, this is where I would tend to use something like this. Take the brush size up to 22.5. Take the strength probably up to about 90%-ish. Hard edge brush. You could do it with a soft edge brush, but hard edge brush. Put a nice brown edging on the edge of the orchard. Like that kind of thing. And there you go. And you keep your cow fields, your painting, your wheat fields, your corn fields, line all your roads with trees and stuff, and suddenly things start to look very, very nice indeed. So there you go. I hope you guys weren't too bored with that and enjoyed seeing what you can do with the terrain tools. So there you go. We'll leave it there. Oh, how much of your time have I eaten up? 8 minutes.
Negligible. What's your score on the scores on the doors up to?
Oh God, only knows. I've had the game.
Just
I should have had the game running.
Not out of anything else, because obviously I've left it running again.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Really? Okay. Well, let's see. What am I up to? My headquarters is up to only 7.
Oh, okay. I'm on 12.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
don't worry. I know how to catch you up. So.
Oh, it's not difficult. It's not difficult. I'm having real trouble making any kind of decent money.
Really?
Well, I'm making like 5-6 million profit a year.
Oh, I'm up to. Well, I've got 50 million in the bank, and I'm making. Yeah. I think I'm making, what, like 10 million a year, was it?
Yeah.
Close.
No, you've got a nice
nice
map for raking the cash in.
Oh, really? Oh, it's the map's fault. Oh, I get it.
I'm sorry. We've compared maps previously. This is not a criticism. It's just to say that your map, easy mode, my map, advanced.
Oh, really?
I'm
saying nothing. I'm just going to be very, very quiet, and I'm going to let the
viewers will decide.
Yes, I'm going to let the viewers decide. They can have the say.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna duck out and. So, Picture, say goodbye to everybody for the next couple of hours.
Bye, everyone.
I'm going to hand over to the Colonel. The Colonel will be back in less than 60 seconds. Oh, so, you might have to hit refresh, but he'll be right back. Guys, I'll see you in a couple of hours. Peace out. See you, Colonel.